This is how walking 10,000 steps per day got me laid the most. The OG principle in dating women was that you should get out of the house. I'll explain what that means and how I translate it into my personal life, and how we use the 10K rule for myself and for our students. So the OG rule says get out of the house, meaning be in places where things can happen. I agree with them that the number one rule to meet more women is to get out of the house. And it sounds so silly, even to me now, and I used to suffer from this as well. But the reason probably even you are not getting laid as much as you should or as you could, and the reason that you're not meeting many women and people in general, is that you don't get out of the house enough. Especially in 2024, that we spend too much time working online. Most of us work online, or even if you don't work online, you go to your, like you wake up in the morning, maybe you drink coffee alone in your house, then you scroll on your Instagram, then you go to your work, 9 to 5 or how many hours you stay, you talk a little bit with the people there, maybe you come back, 1 hour gym, and once a week you go out with 2 introverted friends of yours and no one approaches anyone, nothing happens. Ideally, every day you should go out, even for 30 minutes, to try and socialize, obviously, but even just getting outside of the house, being in places where things can happen. For example, instead of being up there alone or being in our house alone, we should be in places where things can happen. So this is what actually this rule means, like get out of the house and be in a place that not only it's easy for you to approach, like in a setting that you enjoy, but also it's easy for you to talk to people, but also in a place that people or girls might even approach you. I know it's hard sometimes because you have your busy schedule doing your following your career path or whatever, and it indeed makes sense, like you have to work and you don't want to skip gym or whatever, you want to get back and you want to like you messed me up. Ciao. I messed up. Hi, come. Where are you from? A, zdravo. Znam malo srpski. Ja sam Greek. Zdravo, zdravo. Yeah, I was shooting a video. It's about dating. Yes.
What about dating?
You want to join? You say your tip.
I'm camera shy.
Okay. Bye guys. See you. Ciao. You have your busy schedule, your career that you want to follow, maybe your workouts. You don't want to spend like 5 hours a day in a nightclub or going out at night approaching women, and that makes sense. So that's why we introduced to you the 10,000 steps per day rule. Now this has many benefits, but I will explain the main ones. First of all, you apply the rule of getting out of the house because you have the goal in your mind, meaning like 10K per day means that every day you should hit a goal with your app on your phone, like of the steps on iPhone. It has like the health app where you can see your steps, but you can download any app, and every day you set a specific goal of 10,000 steps per day. So this not only gets you like every day out of the house in places where things can happen. Maybe I do my 10K steps here instead of like in a random stadium that it might be boring, or in a park alone. You go in places where things can happen, as we said. So this is a main benefit, and also your health is boosted. So personally, I was doing 10,000 steps just for my fitness goals because this is what I saw and it worked for me, burning fat, slow cardio, blah, blah, blah. But we now introduced it as a tip for everyone that wants to actually date women as well, because not only it helps your health, but also it makes you go out of the house, which again is the most important rule. Most of the times when you're walking outside, you have many options of where to go, and sometimes your introvert side might say, let's walk from this road because maybe you feel the comfort, or maybe it says to you like, let's walk from the road that no one is there and my mind will be clear. In those moments, it sounds so silly, but it's critical for you to think that, no, I should go from that, like even walk that way, because maybe you see a girl that you like, and maybe somehow you feel, even though you might have approach anxiety, somehow you feel good at that moment and you approach her, or you even smile, or you just say hi and something good will happen. While if you walk the other way, that literally no one is there, nothing will happen. Hi, you're so cute.
Thank you.
What's your name? In those moments, like if you want to get something from this video apart from the 10K, is in those moments, push yourself a little bit and go in the place that you might feel a bit of discomfort, but potentially something will happen. And I want to end this video with a small story. It was 4 years ago. We were in Greece with Sotiris in a nightclub, and we were just like, we were exhausted. It was 4 a.m. Obviously, we used the rule of going out of the house because we were already in the club. And when the party ended, we went outside and we sat like on something like a bench. And we were just talking, a bit bored, waiting for a while. We wanted to do approaches, but we were also a little bit afraid, maybe had some anxiety, maybe boredom, or we felt that we had already like approached many girls, so we should just chill on the bench. And Sotiris just said this phrase that we've used for many years as a rule, and he was like, let's walk until the bakery. There was literally a bakery next to the club that everyone was standing, like it had, I don't know, like 30 people that went after the club to eat there. So he just said, let's walk, and instead of sitting on the bench, and walk in the bakery where things can happen. This is what he said, let's walk where things can happen. Let's be somewhere where things can happen. And we went in the bakery, we just sat there, and somehow some girls nearby stood next to us, and somehow maybe even they opened the conversation, and we talked for a while, and somehow we met those girls standing next to us, and then we just spoke for a while, and then we walked to another club next to the one that we were. So instead of sitting bored alone, we found those girls and we walked inside the other club. We partied a little bit, and this led me to feel way better, like my mood went immediately up, and I saw another girl standing there alone. I remember she had so many tattoos, and that day I think it was one of the first days that we shot Infield ever, because we got a new gimbal camera, so we were shooting with this. Maybe even I went there with a selfie, the camera, I'm not sure how it went, but I just opened the girl, we spoke for a while, we danced, and it was one of the fastest pulls I've done. Like after 20 minutes of dancing, and we started making out immediately, and then we got a taxi and went back to my place. So if you are in places where things can happen, will lead to something positive instead of just being either home alone or up there in the mountain alone. So use the rule of 10,000 steps per day. I use it daily. Our students use it as well. And it's something that, even though it's so small, it might be life-changing. And if you want to approach any cute girl in public without being creepy, just click here.